Custody.
So much still a mystery, including why July 4th.
He had some type of affinity towards the number 4 and 7, and inverse was 7-4. It apparently comes from music that he's interested in.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Call Allah, Yahba Shimi Al-Shai, Bahara Kakadash, Yahba Shimi Al-Shai, Bahara Shimi Kakadash, Brakathum. Double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. I wanted to do this. The lesson is, pretty much the in his manifest. The scriptures tell you about famines, tells you about a number of things regarding prophecy, and we're at the point that we no longer have to look like we're conspiracy nuts, as Nate liked to say. A lot of these things are factual, which leads to a lot of these false prophets tucking their tail and acting like nothing happened. But get into the precepts. Let's see here, Salakia. I'm going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 5. It says, "For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs." So there's a lot of signs. There's reports. Abaratazai get to show some stills that this year there's reports of a record for the most lightning strikes in a set amount of time. I don't know if it's in history or in a certain amount of years, but there's a record of lightning strikes, and what does the scripture say about that? Okay, we're gonna go into the book of Isaiah chapter 29 and 6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquakes and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." And a lot of this that's going on, Esau always have an answer for it. Pretty much trying to sweep some under the rug or distract or throw out misinformation. All the while blocking the real information of the prophets. And getting us shadow banned or even banning us and deleting our pages. Okay, but that's a different subject for a different time. But these lightning storms, these thunderstorms, and they all pointed to what? Global warming and this and that. And then we got the Georgia Guidestones that just got shattered. We don't know who did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing of any prophet's work, because they're going to try to pinpoint it on us. But, we'll say it first, you know what I'm saying? But in essence, that's a sign in itself, okay? Because the Georgia Guidestones is talking about a depopulation of humans. Also, Bill Gates is on record for speaking about, getting people's cattle relocated because of CO2 emissions, and it's messing up the ozone layer. So you got to move your cattle. And then they had a heat wave to where all of a sudden a whole herd of cattle died. Like they were saying in the video. I'm not going to show it for copyright reasons, but I put in a link, Abaratazai, in the description box, where they're saying, never seen a whole herd of cattle die from a heat stroke, maybe one or two, but a whole herd being flipped up. The topsoil of lands, of farmers' lands, being sold and taken, which is the most important part of the soil to regrow and grow products. Okay, an embargo, sanctions put on Russia, dealing with South America, COVID, or the nanobot, the nano the nanotech, machination. Even me saying the word can get this video flagged and shut down, for so-called medical misinformation. But Bill Gates is credible. He's a doctor all of a sudden, but that's neither here nor there. But all these things are doing what? Because one thing we have to, as a man of the Lord, as the elect, we prophesy, we know in part, we prophesy in part. That's just pretty much it to it. So whatever we see with the cattle, that's leading to the famine. With the cargo not being able to be shipped in and out, that's leading to the famine. The seeds being taken in GMO, that's leading to the famine. Esau, which I believe is pretty much shooting beams in the air and with the HARP program and affecting the weather, that's going to lead to the famine. Eating crustaceans and all that's going to lead to storms and tempests. But ultimately, the Lord say he shall visit thee, whether it's the niggas being greedy and messing up the ecosystem, and the Lord coming, however it works, but he's going to come with storm and tempest. But these are signs that Yahweh Shai is near, because this hasn't been like this. Everything is happening: earthquakes, storms, flash floods, hailstorms. We just had a hailstorm earlier late June, mind you, in June. But they're saying it's global warming, but we had a hailstorm in June. You know what I'm saying? Now this weather is out of control because of all of the scientific advances of Esau, man. Okay? Which is ultimately anything he spreads is going to be wickedness and destruction. Okay? So let's go into finish this precept out. Salakia. We're going to go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and 7 says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, because this is important. I added this scripture on there because we're going into a realm of where people think spirituality, they'll have the video or the still of a fish in a bowl and saying religion over it, a caption saying religion, and then a fish in the ocean and saying spirituality. Spirituality is just you feeling groovy about your ways. That's all that fucking shit is. And it's just a selfish mindset. You ain't nothing but a new age hippie, which is like I got something against them. It's just you think you're doing something, but really you just an asshole. Just like somebody's being an asshole and say, oh, it's because I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a Taurus. No, you're just an asshole, and you're just trying to use something to use a group, a diaspora of people to group with you to make you sound right, So let's continue on. In 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter and the 16th verse, it says, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's going because of what? The famine. Because everybody talking and talking about we need to come together, we need to work this out, human rights, gender rights, and all that. But when you start taking people food, the reality is going to set in. Once the martial law kicks in, the who's running things is really going to set in. So all these women talking about they're equal with men, that the reality of that going to set in. The people who was able to get food, because I also believe they're not just gonna. It's not going to be a famine like there's no access, there's no food growth. They're going to be food, but it's going to cost so much that you're not going to be able to afford it. You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, these people will pretty much start showing their true nature, man. And people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Until shit gets bad. All right, that's why the scriptures tell you 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. All that, I ain't dealing with you if you got a man, this and that. When your life's at stake and your life, whether you live or die, in the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to look for a man. You're not going to care about a man having how many wives he got, because it's going to be your protection. Just like right now, women really don't care if it's like Chris Brown or P. Diddy or, you know, somebody, the baby, you know, these celebrities that got money and they're desirable. They don't care about how many women that person have. They just want to get on because of power. Okay? So once the power starts to transition back to who? What? The Israelites, the elect, the people who really are going to rule the world forever. Is as the scriptures say, one kingdom is translated to another. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that. All right. So Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So once that's not the kingdom, when you're dealing with the Most High, it's not only a physical transition, it's a spiritual transition to where people are going to accept who the man is. All right. And it's going to come a time that the prophet we're going to be the men. All right. Because we're meant to be the men, you know, but it's a heavy demonic spirit here to where people do not respect upstanding righteous men. But once that the kingdom, which is transitioning, everybody's going to get their mind right. You know what I'm saying? Esau's going to be in fear, right? The women's going to start to get in line, right? The niggas that were scoffing and talking shit, they're going to try to get on. It's going to be a transition, man, because that's just how it goes. Okay? So let's finish this out, man. And it says, 2 Ezra 15 and 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah, and it's not because, you know, it's not solely because there's no money. It's the money is dwindling. So you can go to work or you could make a certain amount, but in order to live, like the brother just sent the video, to live comfortably or happy in California, you got to make $140,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? That's just like a connection to the lack of bread, because it takes that much money to live. And it's not that much money to be made on a ready. Okay, unless you're dabbling into Babylon's folly, becoming a TikToker, a doctor, or you know, or whatever, and they're not just gonna let you be a doctor and be good. You're gonna have to swear oath and believe in their system. You know, you're gonna have to get the jab. You got to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like Denzel said, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. That's how Esau is. He ain't coming. He ain't gonna let you have something for nothing. All right, I don't care how much money you make him. All right, he's just gonna let you keep doing it until he could drain you like a leaf till you dry up and blow away. Okay, but getting back to this lack of bread, because everything is so high and lack thereof, people will become jealous and want to take and do what they got to do to get it. That's why these kids are so wild, because of, you know, of course, social media, but because of the lack of bread. Okay, everything is so expensive. You know, the Jordans they want is like $250, $300. When I was younger, it was like $150, $120. You know what I'm saying? So the prices are going up, the cost of living is going up, but the money isn't going up. The pay isn't going up. It's going up, but not to a comfortable amount to where you could work one job as a husband and the woman be at home and you pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not in that account. Okay. It says and I wanted to put that out there. Man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah, a lot of affliction, a lot of You know, things you see on social media, a lot of things you're going through in everyday life. All right. And Esau thinks because they can label it with, oh, you made bad decisions, or you should have known, but you're setting up people to not know, and you don't care. You know, you don't tell nobody about credit. You don't tell nobody about, well, it shouldn't even be all that, but you don't tell them on top of that. You got a system that's built upon usury. Then you say somebody's your neighbor, or we all brothers. You're not supposed to, you know, if everybody's your brother, you're not supposed to charge them on usury, you know, but we know what it is. But I'm just, you know, we playing that semantic, then that's bullshit, you know, and they're breaking all kind of oaths and covenants and saying, well, it's the rules. But when it comes to them, they break the rules. All right. As the scriptures say, they're not in trouble as we are. All right. And they're cunning to the point that they can make certain laws and rules to make you think that you're the one that's wrong and it's not them. They know how to make you feel wicked for existing and not knowing. But when they don't know, then it's okay, it's pardon. Just like if everyday Jake fuck up their money or can't pay their car note or can't pay a bill, you get kicked out, evicted. You know, you gotta file bankruptcy or you'll go to jail. But they could fuck up all that money, millions and millions of dollars, billions even, and then they get bailed out by the government. Okay, they get tax write-offs. So all this is, you know, at the end of the day, people are striving to make a better living for themselves. But as the scriptures say, okay, Salakia, get it real quick. Yeah, here we go. So Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And Esau tell you, well, they're mourning because you're lazy or you're incompetent, you don't know, you don't want to. Man, look, man, at the end of the day, the system that's set up here, people are mourning. Even their own people are mourning at this point. Got people got to take this to work here. You got to look like this. You got to do it like this. And if you don't, everybody's just walking around on edge. The general interaction is the same thing. Hello, how you doing? How's the weather? How's the weekend? Oh, how was your holidays? Oh, how about those Saints? How about those Cowboys? You know, it's just a superficial, lackluster, pasty, dry, lifeless conversation daily. Meanwhile, you're suffering. You got, you know, these taxes hitting you. You got, you know, food going bad. You got the woman that, you know, whatever woman she got, the judicial system on her side. You got kids that's out of hand, schooling and all this shit going on, and you just trying to keep that face because they taught everybody to keep that face. But at the end of the day, reality is going to set in. People are mourning. Okay. Now it's going to when it's really going to get real is when their people mourn. What I mean by their people, I mean Edomites, man. The rich or the people that got money, that have some type of voice. Okay. The storming of the Capitol type people. You know, having shootings and school shootings and all these other things, which is ultimately going to lead to the ESG, the economic, social, and governance, you know, which sparked this lesson actually, but through the Spirit, we went over what we went over. But, you know, they're using, like the kid that did the shooting in Illinois, they got another one, and I forget, but they're, and I'm gonna put up in post-production in a still, where they're trying to, this is what they said. It came back to me. The kid in the school shooting said they don't know what triggered him, but it had a lot to do with connection to his music. That says a lot, because now they're going to try to judge you by the music. They're using RICO cases for these niggas in Chicago with their music. So they're going to get to judge you by your music. When I was in my teens, you couldn't do that. You couldn't go on social media. You couldn't go on using no rap songs. You couldn't do all that to justify or convict somebody. But now, through the wickedness of the saddest children of Israel, you know, Esau ain't gonna let no bad thing go to waste. Okay? And on top of that, they're gonna use that for the economic social governance. Stricter gun laws. What do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean by sterilization? What do you mean by, you know, this and that? Okay? So a lot of these things that's going on is doing nothing but stirring the people up, and ultimately Esau wants that to happen, but ultimately that's the Lord's will over everything. Okay? Because the Lord said, who have resisted his will? Okay? Esau think he got his own plan, but the Lord got him in the trick bag. He doing the same thing he did to Pharaoh, according to the book of Romans chapter 9. Okay? He's hardening Esau's heart. Got him going hard in the paint, man. He allowing the demon to get on him he's a demon himself, but he's allowing them demons to talking real loud like, you got this. You know, as the scriptures say, I forget what scripture I was asked when if a brother could put it in the comments, if any brother could catch it. Can't say catch it, boy. If brother's listening, you know, he said he thought as though the Most High were even as himself. So he pretty much continued in his wickedness, man. You know, Esau think he's like scot-free because of the rules he set up, because of where he's sitting, you know. But at the end of the day, the people are mourning. Okay? You can't make up no alibi, lullaby, and excuse to why you're fucking over people. It shouldn't be no poor, because it should be a welfare system. You know, you don't got to be no male or female. You know what I'm saying? Of course, a man shouldn't be poor, but if you're letting women work, it's a cycle of a continual thing with them, because they broke all the rules, man. Okay? But the end is being manifested. People are mourning. You know? Is it what we saying? Are we behind it as prophets? No. All right? Because Esau's going to try to say, oh, see, well, they're in agreement with it. That means they do it. You know, we don't do no shit like that. The Lord said, wait ye upon me till I make thy enemy thy footstool. Okay? So that's what we're doing. We're waiting upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai when he come with those chariots. All right? Those whatever, you know, UFOs, UABs, whatever they want to call them. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Yeah, that's what UAPs. That's what it is. You know, whatever you want to name it. You don't believe in that, okay? Well, the rich elite believe in it, but the general population, you project out an image for people not to believe. But at the end of the day, the end shall be manifest. And see here. Try to find this precept. Yeah. For time's sake, I'm just gonna quote it. Not when in Genesis they said, when Jacob held the foot of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. In Genesis it said he grabbed the foot, but I believe in Ezra or Ecclesiasticus it says that it tells you the reason why, because he's the end of the world, and we're gonna pull him down. We're gonna take him down through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, and they're trying to demonize that phrase, but you can't demonize prophecy, man. Okay, we're at the end of this thing. We're almost out of here, and Satan's gonna ratchet up things. He's gonna make things tighter, and it's gonna be harder on everybody, including the prophets, man. The Lord said he's gonna feed us and he's gonna take care of us. He's gonna do that, you know. But that don't mean that we are not going to be required to remain faithful within this thing. Okay, that we're not going to be tried. Okay, Abaratazai, we're amongst their number, but we're going to be tried. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. Okay, but the elect are going to eat according to Job. Okay, that the Lord's going to sup and protect. Okay, where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. The Lord has a hedge around the elect. Okay? And we have to have faith that he will cover us. But it ain't going to be no just walk in the park. You walk outside and there's a bag of McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And you just hiding in a bunker and it so happened to be a king mattress. You know? Like it's going to be a GPS to every place you got to eat. No, you're going to have faith, man. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to say, call Allah, Yabashim Al-Shai, Baba Kakadash, Yabashim Al-Shai, Bashim Kakadash, Brakatham. Shalom.